Today we're going to be talking about rain runoff and surface hydrology. You can learn something cool. When rain strikes vehicles or infrastructure like pavement, it runs off quickly.
This is called runoff. Runoff. Do you see the water and the funny patterns it makes here? This sidewalk is made of asphalt, which is water resistant. So what you have here is the water running down like this. And if you follow it, it's going to eventually make it to a storm drain, right? So when it's raining like this, we see the surface water flash off of developed infrastructure like this. And this is one of the reasons that water mitigation and drainage is so important in large developed cities. Not to suggest that Issaquah is highly developed, but there are paved roads everywhere. And you see this very profound channel. Let's get down and take a look at it. There's, thousands of gallons of water accreting in this gap between the curb and the street, like that. And there's a secondary channel flowing on the surface of the sidewalk. That's called impervious surface runoff. And it's a form of how water pollution enters streams. Here's the storm drain grate, but you can see most of the water is passing by because gravity pulls it towards this way. Now, if we look into the grate, you can hear it. There's water entering that network, right? That's the header down there at the bottom. So water is coming in from across the street and from just running down the surface there. But the majority of water is going to run all the way downhill until it finds a drain vent at the bottom. That's called hydrology, the study of how water moves through land, over land, and on top of surfaces. It's pretty complicated. It requires applied mathematics to models of the environment. Graphical Information Services provides the input data for the topography and such, but you can learn that in college. Brilliant.org too. Okay, so this is a really good example of, see how the water hugs the curve and then it enters here, so you can see lots of water entering. That's a good placement for this hill because it follows the way the water falls, like that. And that should always be part of the studies for design and engineering of such civil infrastructure. Here's another example. You see the water following the inner curve and then it jumps the sidewalk here, pulls up in this header here, changes direction, and then runs off into this culvert area and becomes part of a stream down there, right? So again, it follows gravity, shooting down here like this, across the hill and into the drainage culvert. This is an example of air pollution from a diesel engine. See the soot? It smells like burning rubber. That's the air intake, this big grate. That's the exhaust pipe right there. Cover. For some reason they're running a diesel engine. This is a pumping station, but that's a foul air pollutant. Fortunately, it's raining, so the rain rinses those particles out of the air, but then they become part of the streams and rivers and poison the fish too. Here's another giant air intake and fire diamond. It says right there it's a diesel, right? Combustible liquid. And diesel's a very dirty burner. Makes all that particle soot. Really poisonous for human lung cells, for example. Smells terrible too. The traditional door is a gift from the city of the people of Runoff in Morocco, the city of the people of Izikwa. The gift is one of the welcome and friendships. Once you enter through the doors, you are welcome into our homes and lives and are among friends and family. So this city in Morocco is the sister city of Izikwa in King County, and this gate door assembly is what they gifted.